And so today we're going to look for the most relevant or optimum trauma or event that's causing this strange throat issue. So just feel free to interrupt me when you clearly connect with an event.
Well, first I want to tell you that when you asked for guides and angels to come in, Divine Mother came immediately to assist in the session.
Thank you for being here.
I want to say that the first thing that comes to mind is like the Wild West. But I'm hesitant to say that because obviously I have Arizona on my mind. So, but that's where it went.
Just allow anything to come in and come out, and if it doesn't correlate or make any sense, then it doesn't matter. Take another deep breath. Relax. Just see what comes in.
Okay, I'm seeing a stagecoach.
Take another nice deep breath, relaxing some more. What's the next clue?
Okay. I mean, this really doesn't make sense, but okay. I see myself, or I don't know if it's myself, but somebody in one of the driver's seats of the stagecoach. You know how there's like two seats or a bench up there? And so there's, sorry, my back really, there's one person, hat, button-up shirt, slacks, and I think it's a man. You know, just because they're dressed like a man doesn't mean they're a man. But they just like shot themselves in the head with a gun. Yeah.
They did this while they were driving
or like they stopped and that's just where they were sitting when they did it or something.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to make sense. But Divine Mother's like, just trust yourself. Just trust yourself. Okay.
Exactly. Very good. So
I feel like they're like probably the important part of the story is before that though, and so I don't really know what I'm looking at here.
We can move forward or backward wherever we need to be. So just take another nice deep breath, relaxing some more, and just let the clue flow into your mind.
Okay. This sounds so stupid and bizarre. Okay. I feel like the person killed themselves because they were afraid of what the Native Americans were going to do to them. I'm a Native American, and I kind of guess I see myself on my horse, like galloping towards the stagecoach, speaking in light language, and we weren't going to hurt the guy. This is so weird. And I guess I feel sad that he did that. But I don't know if sad because he took his life or sad because we were going to use him for something, like as a liaison or a mediator or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were like, it kind of feels like, damn, well, now what? We were going to make friends with them. Now we have to wait for another white person to come along. But they're just terrified of all of them.
So he was so terrified of what might happen that he decided to end his life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I can feel that the character of the Native American is going over the irony of it, like, because there's it's more than a handful, but in comparison to the whole Native American populace, it's like a small fraction of Native Americans that are doing horrible things to pioneers and like scalping them and raping their women. So that's happening, but it's such a small population, and the Native American is just thinking like how ironic it is that the white people are so afraid of them because of that small population of Native Americans doing that, and yet the white man as a whole is destroying their land and their culture and their animals.
Yeah.
And they're not running in terror and killing themselves, over it. So he's kind of like, who are these cowardly conquerors, They're cowards, and yet they're pushing us out of our home. Really strange.
Very good. Just take another nice deep breath. Relaxing. Just allow another clue to come in.
I think something about my voice as a Native American heals. Like, he was going to speak the light language to the white guy. And it was going to do something to the white guy to be able to make him a liaison or a mediator of some kind, to sort of bring the situation back into balance.
Interesting.
Sort of thing. Like, they're kind of like, whatever the Great Spirit decides, like, they're not praying for all the white people to die or for some horrible plague or like even for this to stop. They're like, whatever the Great Spirit wants, but let us just try to bring some balance and fairness into this, to try to all live peacefully together. And there was something about the light language that this Native American was speaking that was going to help with that.
So you were going to help them with your voice.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of backfired because the guy was too much in fear to even approach.
Yeah, scared. And of course I sounded crazy. I guess to them they would call it like star language or something. And this person had never heard anything like that. Of course, they wouldn't know the difference anyway because they don't speak the language of the Native Americans. But
very interesting. And so, as this Native American, how did that make you feel that hearing your voice caused him to do this thing?
I felt like maybe it was an omen, that maybe using the star language in this way would have a violent effect rather than, I felt like it was an omen, like the Great Spirit was telling me that if we tried to use the star language to alter the situation at all, that more death and destruction would come. Like people would act irrationally, and it would just be more violence. Yeah, so I took it like literally as an omen.
So I would just wonder, this Native American, did you stop, I wonder?
Stop using it?
Stop using the language.
I see myself speaking it over sick people, but kind of on the down low. Like, I don't think I ever said it again in front of people where they could hear me. I kind of did it under my breath because I knew it would still help somebody if they were sick or, in my family, in my tribe. But
so you put limitations on yourself from that.
I guess I felt like the Great Spirit was displeased with me for using the star language in that way. That I was going to be punished or disciplined in some way, or something terrible would befall my tribe if I interfered with the plans of the Great Spirit. So I guess to some degree, they felt like the white man's conquest was, it must be so because the Divine Spirit or the Great Spirit is allowing it to happen, right? So, and I know not every tribe thinks that way about the Great Spirit, but this particular tribe are very it's like a strict observance, I guess you could say. It's like, well, when the rains came, it was literally the Great Spirit, or like when they dried up and there was no food, it was literally the Great Spirit doing that. So, and they did do like the prayers and the dances and the pleading for the way that they did their magic and their manifestations and everything, but it's kind of handed over to the Great Spirit. Like whatever happens is what the Great Spirit wants to happen. If they all die from thirst or hunger, then that's what's meant to happen. So, like don't interfere that much with what Great Spirit is doing. And so this Native American must have felt like some violence or something or misfortune might befall his loved ones if he continued to use the star language in a way that the Great Spirit might interpret as him meddling in the Great Spirit's affairs. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does. So let's tap on that. Let's tap to release that programming.
Okay.
And there's a part of me that knows how to.
There's a part of me that knows how to
release this programming.
Release this programming.
That it's not safe to use my voice.
That it's not safe to use my voice.
That Great Spirit will be angry.
That Great Spirit will be angry.
That we can't meddle in others' affairs.
That we can't meddle in others' affairs.
Would you like to add anything here?
That I will be, or we will be punished for using the gifts from Great Spirit for our own agendas, or for what we want.
That we will be punished for using the gifts from Great Spirit for something that we want. That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
My mind, body, and spirit.
My mind, body, and spirit
Are receiving the love.
Are receiving the love.
Healing.
Healing.
Information.
Permission.
And deep release now.
And deep release now.
A nice deep breath. Feel that freedom, that gratitude, and relief. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
All right, take a nice deep breath and check back in with that scene, that story with the Native American. Let me see what's going on there now.
Well, the avatar of that Native American, who is evidently a fragment, or a part of me in some way, is speaking to me. So he's looking at the scene with me, and he's telling me that he doesn't fault himself for seeing it that way, because he couldn't have possibly have seen it any other way. However, he's the one that brought the gift to me in this lifetime.
Oh, amazing.
And he's telling me that there are many other gifts from that tribe, from that lifetime, from that way of life, and that culture. Generations, he says, he holds within him generations of information and knowledge. And he came to me as a guide to give me that also, to impart that to me in this lifetime.
Beautiful. So does it feel like you need to have this problem with the voice to hold you back anymore? Was that causing part of that?
he's telling me that was part of it, because I never want to be seen as using this gift of the light language for selfish ambition. That's like a fear of mine. And so that's manifested as the soreness. But I think there's more. I think that the bump in my throat is a different manifestation. Like the general tonsillitis and swelling has to do with the Native American lifetime, but that the bump is something else.
Very good. Are you ready to explore and see if we can find out what this bump is?
Yeah, I'm really excited to have him as a guide too, or didn't realize that that's who it was.
Did he happen to give you a name that you could address him as?
Star Singer, he said.
Oh, pretty. I like that.
Yeah.
Has a nice ring to it.
Would have never thought of that, I don't think. Cool.
Right. Very good. So just take a nice deep breath in and out. Relaxing your body and your mind. Just allow the next clue to flow in. What is the origin of this bump in your throat?
Okay. I see myself on a school bus. I think I'm probably 10 or 11 years old. It makes me really uncomfortable to go to my childhood. I don't really want to go to this lifetime.
So that's in this lifetime?
Yeah. It's the morning bus.
Very good. So just take a nice deep breath in and just trust we have all these guides and help here with us. Just allow the next clue.
I'm waiting. I'm just still seeing myself sitting there.
Still sitting on the bus?
Yeah. I'm just looking. Sitting at the window seat and just looking out the window. I'm still waiting for another clue.
Very good. Just riding the school bus.
Okay, I'm getting this feeling of like being drowned out by everybody's energy. I'm feeling just so out of place and uncomfortable. And just this feeling of like every interaction with my peers is the same. Uncomfortable, awkward, and like I don't have a voice. Like nobody notices me. I'm not important. Nobody values me. Like I have so much love to share and to give, and nobody wants it. Yeah, that's starting to be something. I can feel it in my heart chakra.
All right, let's tap on that.
Okay.
All right. There's a part of me that knows how to.
There's a part of me that knows how to
let go and heal.
Let go and heal.
These feelings.
These feelings.
That I don't have a voice.
That I don't have a voice.
Nobody values me.
Nobody values me.
Nobody notices me.
Nobody notices me.
Have all of this love to give and no one even cares.
I have all of this love to give and nobody even cares.
Anything you'd like to add there?
No.
Okay. That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing.
Healing.
Information.
Information.
Permission.
Permission.
And deep healing and relief now.
And deep healing and relief now.
Take a nice deep breath. Feel that joy and gratitude for all of the healing and the insights. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
All right, so just take a nice deep breath again and check back in with that scene and see what's happening now.
Well, it looks like all the kids on the bus have disappeared. And Divine Mother is sitting next to me on the bus now.
Oh, nice.
And she's, there is something she's saying too, and that is about the age that I developed this too. Yeah, 5th or 6th grade. So she's saying something to that child part of me. I feel like it's more than this, but kind of the feeling that she's giving me is that obviously it was done on purpose. You know, that I chose that, like, that kind of social situation as a child so that I would learn that it was okay to, like, hang out by myself. It was okay to, or like, it's more than that though. it's I guess to learn how to carry on without any support, and to learn to grow up, to be a decent human being, and to still want to be a good friend and to still love. Even without like support and encouragement from my peers, which doesn't even sound important. I mean, obviously it was really important to me. It's important to every kid.
Yes.
So it's like a metaphor. I developed a strong inner voice because I didn't often have an opportunity to use my voice with my peers. And that's weird and interesting. I almost hesitate to say it, but because certainly my ego was very strong, as everyone's is at that age and as a teenager, and before the awakening process and everything. But she said that it also made it so that my ego was never given an opportunity to speak for me, and so I identified more with my true inner voice than the ego voice. So as it is with a lot of children, how they like to boast and compete and make fun of others and stuff like that. And while I did do all of that, stuff at some point, every child has, it's just like I wasn't given a lot of opportunities to do that. And then when I was, it felt so icky and gross and unfulfilling that I turned back into myself. Or inwards. I turned inward. And I was like, I don't really use my voice for that. It feels really gross. You know what I mean?
So is that why you created this bump, this issue in your throat?
I'm not sure. I feel like there's something more profound. I'm going to ask Divine Mother.
Yes.
The exact manifestation of it. Yeah, I guess like at some point around that age, I had used my voice for something unkind. And I was upset with myself over that. And yeah, something in there. I feel like there's many layers, but that's more or less the gist of it.
So are you ready to let this go now? Do you need this bump anymore? Do you need this hindrance? Have you learned everything you need to learn from it?
There seems to be a fear or block around that, using my voice for good instead of evil. Like there seems to be still more to that story, because I want to say, yeah, I'm ready to let it go, but I can feel that there's resistance there.
Okay.
That has to do with using my voice for good instead of harm.
Okay. So I wonder if we were to travel through time and space, And find a time when you, as any being that you incarnated with, as or a fractal of, used your voice for not good ways. Just take a nice deep breath and allow your body to relax and just see if any clues come in. Looking for a time when you may have used your voice in a way that was not good.
Oh, that's going to make me cry. When I was a baby, I was crying. I don't know if this was my mother, because I can't imagine my mother doing this. But I'm crying, and a mother is also hysterical about something, upset, angry. I feel like there was like an argument or something. And she's screaming at me to shut up, shut up, shut up. And I'm trying to tell her I'm scared.
Mm-hmm. And you were just a baby, but this mother was angry and yelling at you because you were just crying and trying to get your needs known.
Mm-hmm. And that taps into when I feel like when I'm triggered by my husband and I feel like my voice is not heard. That's why it makes me feel so much loneliness and being unsafe. The feelings of not being safe and completely alone. That triggers me when I feel like I'm not being heard. When I feel like I'm saying I'm frightened or I have a need and you're not hearing me or you don't care. That's why it triggers me so deeply like that.
I see. So do you feel like we've found where this emotion is?
Yeah.
Ready to tap on it now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's a part of me that knows how to.
There's a part of me that knows how to
let go and heal.
Let go and heal.
These feelings of not being heard.
These feelings of not being heard.
I'm afraid no one cares.
I'm afraid no one cares.
Feelings of loneliness.
These feelings of loneliness.
And being unsafe.
And being unsafe.
No one's listening.
No one's listening.
Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Feeling abandoned.
Feeling abandoned.
Emotionally and physically.
Emotionally and physically. And that part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
And that part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
Healing.
healing,
Information.
information,
Permission.
permission,
And deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
Nice deep breath. Experience the healing and insights. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Right. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And check back in with that scene as the baby. See how you feel about that now. See what's happening.
I still feel a deep loneliness and isolation around it. Yeah, I don't see any like angels or anything. Just
So you still feel the loneliness and isolation.
I feel like that mother, it's definitely not my mother. This is a young girl, like 14 or 15 years old. The crib is like older, and yeah, I think she just left me in the crib. And like as the baby, all I see is darkness and cold, loneliness, abandonment. I'm pretty sure she literally just left me there, like, and never came back.
Wow. So she
So
left her baby.
I think so. And I stopped crying, when she left.
Did you just give up?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. And I would expect to see angels or something sort of looking after me. But I guess it seems like this is something I needed to go through for information for as a lesson. So they didn't, of course, we know they're there, but they didn't show themselves to me. All right, and I'm feeling it really strongly in my throat, like it hurts right now.
Okay.
So, I feel like there's more information there.
I wonder if that baby, did it have a chance to grow up?
No, I don't think so. It died there. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
So not being heard could be as serious as losing your life.
Yeah, like a literal abandonment to the point of death. So that's why I'm so deeply triggered when I feel like I'm not being heard. And when I was a child, like, people literally didn't hear me, which is common for INFJ, or they just seem to talk over us or interrupt, like as if we were not saying anything at all. And then the same with like my parents, and all parents do this, where they're kind of like, but they're not really listening, but it hurt my feelings so much, and I was so deeply triggered by it. And the same with my husband, like, he's playing a game, he's not listening, or when we're having an argument and clearly I'm afraid and feel unsafe, and he's just not hearing that I'm afraid and feel unsafe. And or when he doesn't reply to my text, like all of these are triggers coming. Huh?
That makes a lot of sense then, because
Yeah.
they're thinking, oh, it's no big deal, I'll listen later, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simple thing to them, but to you, it triggers in you that this is life and death here. Listen to me, please.
Yeah. Like all of those are triggers that come back to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
To this.
Very good. Do you feel ready to tap on this now?
Yeah.
All right. There's a part of me that knows how to.
There's a part of me that knows how to
Let go and heal.
Oh, I gotta add something.
Okay.
So we got here because of using my voice for good or for harm.
Mm-hmm.
I must have felt like my crying drove my mother away.
Oh,
And
goodness.
it was my fault.
Oh.
Yeah. Like the instinctual need to cry. So I felt inherently like I like turned against myself. Like my instinct drove to express my needs drove my mother away, and then I died. I was abandoned and died.
That's big. That's
Yeah.
a big emotion. All right. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a part of me that knows how to.
There's a part of me that knows how to
Let go and heal.
let go and heal.
These feelings of loneliness and isolation.
These feelings of loneliness and isolation.
Abandonment because I spoke out.
Abandonment because I spoke out.
That I drive the people I love away by expressing my needs.
That I drive the people away that I love by expressing my needs.
That if I speak out too loudly, it could be a matter of life and death. I could die.
And if I speak out too loudly, it could be a matter of life and death. That I could be completely abandoned and die.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you'd like to add there?
No.
That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
Healing,
healing,
information,
information,
permission,
permission,
and deep relief and acceptance now.
and deep relief and acceptance now.
Nice deep breath. Feel all of those emotions release and melt away. And feel that joy and gratitude for the lessons. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it. It is done.
So be it. It is done.
All right. Take a nice deep breath in. So just check back in with those emotions. See where we're at with that now.
they're giving me this feeling like I don't see any particular angel. Or I got the sensation that somebody did scoop me out of my body, you know. But they're giving me sort of a sensation that, like, I'm seeing the little baby surrounded by darkness, you know, in the crib, or it's kind of like a bassinet rocker crib thing. I mean, she's laying there dead, but there's this feeling of unification, like a feeling of oneness, that no matter what the situation looks like, we're truly never, ever, ever alone. That's impossible. It's impossible to be abandoned. It's impossible to be alone. Because we are all connected to Source all the time. There's always safety. In spirit, always. So even if our human perception, the game that we play in the 3D, doesn't appear to be safe, it's just, as we discussed before, part of the game. And we're always safe. We're always looked after. And we can speak our needs as loudly or as quietly as we want to. What matters most is the heart-centered knowing that you're always connected, that Source always hears your needs, whether you speak them out loud or silently. You're always being heard, no matter what.
Very good. So how does your throat feel?
Take a drink of water. A lot better.
Good. Do you think do we think we got all of the components affecting your throat? Do you think there's any more?
I think so. It feels like I want to cry, so maybe I just need to have a good cry or something.
Do it.
But
Releasing.
The tightness, and I still feel just like a little swelling right in here. But I'm sure that once I sleep on it, it'll be totally fine.
Very good. Very good. Great job. Do you feel complete with this now?
There's one thing that just came up.
Oh, good. What is it?
Okay. Permission to be soft-spoken. I can almost kind of, because I'm even trying to talk loudly than I normally would right now. And I'm still super soft, like, to speak comfortably, it would be very, very soft, you know. So I'm constantly having to, like, try to speak louder than I would normally. Does that make sense?
So you feel like you need to just give yourself permission to be soft-spoken.
Yeah.
People just
quiet.
have to shut up and listen a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I can feel that I'm really trying to project my voice, and my throat will hurt. So I'm trying actually right now to speak normally. Can you still hear me when I speak this quick?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just permission to be soft-spoken.
Very good. So you want to tap on that to give yourself permission to be soft-spoken?
Yeah, I want to say I probably don't need to, but we probably should on that.
Yes. There's a part of me that knows how to.
There's a part of me that knows how to.
Give myself full permission to be soft-spoken.
Give myself full permission to be soft-spoken.
I am who I am.
I am who I am.
And others will just have to learn to listen.
And others will just have to learn to listen.
That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
My mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep joy now.
And deep joy now.
Feel that joy and gratitude and acceptance for the beautiful being that you are. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it. It is done.
So be it. It is done.
Take a deep breath, and how does that feel?
Feels awesome.
Good.
I'm just gonna be soft-spoken, and if people want to hear me, then they can listen. If they don't,
It's a
then
lesson for them, you know. The
yeah.
world is so loud. They need to learn.
Yeah.
Pipe down and listen. The subtle.
Right.
Nature is subtle. All
Yeah.
things are very subtle and soft.
That's so true.
No need to turn up the volume.
Right.
Right?
And if they don't want to take the time or make the effort to hear me, then I just won't share what I have to share.
Mm-hmm.
No harm done.
Right.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Great job. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Like, these throat issues have been following me my whole life.
Yeah.
Wow, I would have never thought that it was something like that. So many layers.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, no wonder I had chronic strep throat as a kid. That is so crazy.
I know. We do such weird things to ourselves.
I know, man.